Hello, my friends. Happy October the 6th. I wanted to welcome you to another reading vlog. So we're starting this vlog with Rachel Harrison's Black Sheep. I am buddy reading this with my friend Elizabeth from Ponytails and Paperbacks. I'm so excited. What just happened? I'm so excited to be buddy reading this with her. I have only read Cackle by Rachel Harrison, but I don't know what it is about this cover and like the sheep and he looking kind of evil on this cover that just have me like wanting to read it right now. So I'm about to start this right now in like the last 10 minutes of my planning because I've gotten my grades in, I've gotten stuff done, and we are almost on fall break. So I kind of feel like I'm just existing here and continuing the education of the future youth of America, but I don't even want to read the synopsis. I just kind of want to be taken by surprise. The only thing I know about it is it's kind of like cult adjacent, maybe, but I love Rachel Harrison's writing. Cackle was so good, and I'll keep you updated on my thoughts as I read without giving spoilers. So let's go.
Take my hands now, take him like they're yours. Show me what you imagine, draw it on the wall.
Some quick context on the clips that you just saw. My best friend and I have this fund that we put money in, like anywhere from $5 to $20 a month, just depending on how our finances are looking. And we don't spend the money in that fund until we agree that we have enough money to go somewhere really nice and have dinner. And we call it our FDF, or our fancy dining fund. But we had finally saved up a good bit of money and we decided to go to this really cool place called McLean Tavern. They have kind of a little trophy room bar and we had dinner there and it was just a really, really fun time. This place also has like an animal safari and petting zoo, and they have a pumpkin patch and everything. And sadly, the night that we went, all of that was closed down, but we still got to wander through the general store and all of the fun fall things that they had set out, as well as kind of, we didn't get to like experience the Halloween stuff, but we did get to look around a little bit.
There's something you should know about me that I've come to learn that I should probably tell you now so the rest of this makes sense. Seems I'm the type to pick a scab until it bleeds, then peel back the skin to see what's underneath. The kind of curious that invites self-destruction.
Hey friends, it's now Sunday afternoon and I have been reading Black Sheep for 2 days and I have some thoughts. As you can see, I'm just about halfway through, and let me give you a little synopsis of what it's about so far, and then we can talk about like personal feelings towards this book. So this book follows Vesper, who is a young girl. I say young girl, she's an adult. She left home because she was raised in kind of a fanatic religion cult type situation, and she didn't want anything to do with that. And so she left and she's just been working odd jobs. She kind of has a very dark personality. Not many people like enjoy being around her, and she kind of is working a job that she hates. She is the daughter of a famous horror leading lady who is a member of this fanatic religion cult, but she receives a wedding invitation from home from this family saying that she needs to come home for the wedding of her cousin to her ex-boyfriend. And what compels her to go? I would not be attending. I would not be attending. But Vesper does go home and she attends this wedding. And when she gets home, we find out more about this fanatic religion. And I absolutely do not want to tell you anything about it because I don't want to spoil it, because when I found out the basis of her childhood, I was shook and I was shocked and my jaw kind of hit the floor. And then everything else that has happened after that so far has been wild, and I have a feeling it's going to get wilder. So first of all, I love the writing. I loved Rachel Harrison's writing in Cackle, and I love Rachel Harrison's writing in this book. It is very easy to read, and as somebody who kind of typically sees like vague, ambiguous people and settings when I read. She writes in a way to where I can see so clearly what is going on in a book, and I really appreciate that. It's like a movie playing in my brain when I read her writing. Secondly, I have a strong faith, and I was raised in a religion, and this religion is hard to read about based on my religion. I'm not going to say anything more than that, but I just want y'all to know, anybody else who reads this book, please know that I love Jesus, and this is a work of fiction, and I'm reading it. There was another big reveal that I was wondering if it was going to be true that just happened about at the halfway point. The reveal that just happened, I knew it was coming, but still, it's just wild and it is crazy. And if that is the halfway point of the book, I can only imagine what else is coming. So am I enjoying it? Yes. Does it make me feel a little bit uncomfortable to continue? Yes. Do I feel like I have to? Yes. So let's talk about the rest of the day. I actually have book club tonight. I'm a member of 2 in-person book clubs, and this is kind of like all of my teacher friends. And our book for October, our book that we are meeting for today is None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell, which I read back in August. So I didn't have to add that book to my TBR this month, but I do need to make some food. And so I'm making Taylor Swift's chai tea glazed cookies for book club. I've never made them before, so I hope it goes well. I'm about to eat lunch and wait for my my mixer bowl to finish washing, and then we'll make those together and we'll go to book club.
As time goes by, I'm a raindrop on the blue coast.
Hello from me and Zelda, who is making biscuits. It is Monday evening, and I am 60% through Black Sheep, and it is still just as wild as ever. But right now, I gotta read Black Sheep, and I'm almost done with it because it's crazy, but it's good. It's good. I had to convince myself that it was good, but it is good. Things look a little bit different. I spent the whole morning rearranging my living room. So welcome to this new corner. I mean, the corner is not new, but there wasn't furniture here before, and now there is. But I finished this book a couple days ago and never updated y'all on my final thoughts. So it was wild. It was wild. We're dealing with a very fanatical religious cult. We're dealing with the figurehead, very up close and personal. There is some scary religious warfare type things that happen. And at the bottom of all of that, because that is very intense sounding, but at the bottom of all of that is a book about toxic families. Personally, I really appreciated the heart of that story. I feel like in life we get told to celebrate and cling to our families a lot. And there are times when that is more harmful than beneficial. And I thought this book did a very good job exploring that theme through the lens of religious fanaticism. Would that be the right word? I liked it. I didn't love it, and I didn't love it nearly as much as Cackle. So Cackle was a 4-star book for me. I'm giving this one 3.75 because what I liked, I loved. However, there were some things that were just a little bit too heavy on the religious horror for me to feel like perfectly comfortable with. if that makes any sense. And I feel like I don't want to spoil anything. And so I'm trying very hard to kind of skirt around the issue instead of directly addressing it, because those that want to read it, I want you to be as surprised as I was when my jaw hit the floor. But I liked it. I didn't love it. So this one was 3.75, almost a 4, but since I liked Cackle more, I can't give this one the same or more than Cackle. So this vlog of reading books that are pink with black animals on them now leads me into reading Bunny, and I am 2 chapters in, so not very far at all. This book, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, this is just kind of how I describe writing sometimes. The writing is more pretentious than I was expecting it to be. That said, I like it so far. We're following our main character, Samantha Heather, Samantha, 2 names that don't normally go together to me. Samantha Heather. She goes to an Ivy League school where she is in the writing program, and she kind of has this love to hate of this group of girls that are in her cohort. And by that, I don't mean like she starts out loving them and ends up hating them. I mean that she loves to hate them. And they're called the Bunnies, and they are just like perfection. They've got like, she describes it as Game of Thrones hair, so I'm imagining like Daenerys hair, like very blonde, lots of braids, and they love each other. And she's got these like really malicious nicknames for all of them that she refers to them in her head, like Creepy Doll and Creepy Doll, Vignette, Duchess. Anyway, she's got all of these names for them, and I'm getting the sense that like she wants to be a part of them, but because she's not a part of them, she has these malicious feelings towards them. But they're always like, oh my gosh, Bunny, your work was so great, Bunny. Oh my gosh, I missed you, Bunny. And they all just call each other Bunny, and like I can totally get how it would be super annoying. But Samantha Heather, she's on the outside of all of this, and she just kind of observes it. But she has just received an invitation to their kind of writing salon, if you will. And so I think things are about to really take off. So this is one of my current reads. I've got like 2 videos going on at a time, so I don't want to talk about my other read, but I'm also on fall break right now, which is why I just spent all of a Wednesday morning rearranging my living room. Also, an update on my dryer situation. So if y'all have been with me any at all over the last 6 months since July, you know that my dryer keeps breaking, and I think we have found the root cause. And that is that I live on the second floor of my apartment building. I can't get to the ventilation duct, and I thought that my apartment was supposed to clean that because I can't get to it, but I don't think it's been cleaned since I moved in here, and I've lived here for 6 years. So that is why my dryer continues to overheat and burn out the heating element, and then I keep having to change it out. So currently it is broken right now, but the apartment complex did come out and clean out the duct, which needs to be done like once a year, y'all, because it can catch on fire. So just throwing that out there. My overheating problem could have been a much bigger problem. That blew the thermal fuse, so I have replaced the thermal fuse twice in the last week. It also burned out my heating element again, and so I've ordered another heating element, and hopefully Saturday when that gets here, that will be the last time for a good long time that I have to replace the heating element and I can dry clothes, because every time this happens, clothes just back up, because while I have like a hanging dryer rack thing, I can only dry so many clothes on that at a time, and I'm backed up from like it being broken, and I just hate doing laundry anyway. And so this situation where like I literally cannot do laundry drives me crazy, and like it turns my dining room into a pile of laundry. And I'm not even gonna show y'all. We're gonna stay in this nice cozy living room setup that I have achieved today, and that's gonna be it. All right, hello friends. So it is now, I'm on fall break, and it is so hard to remember the day of the week. It's Thursday. And last night I read until chapter 6 of Bunny. So our main character, Heather Samantha, has now gone and participated in this writing salon with the Bunnies. And they are such an interesting group of girls. I won't say that they like manipulated Samantha, but like they definitely coerced her into participating when she did not necessarily have a true story to tell them or like to offer up amidst all of their weird little writing creativity exercises, but things started to feel bizarre. Nothing bizarre has happened yet, but things are starting to feel bizarre. So I'm actually reading this for Kindle's weekend readathon that she's doing. This is fulfilling a favorite color on the cover and a new author to me. And then we'll talk about the other book later because I want to start another video tomorrow. As you can see, I've got quite a bit to go. So I think what I'm gonna do is I have an Audible credit and I really want to do something like coloring. So I might use my Audible credit to get this so I can listen to it a little bit faster and do some happy color because that just sounds really relaxing. So that's what we're gonna do. Happy color time. Okay, just read chapter 11 and now things are getting weird. I think I know what's happening and it makes me feel really smart if I know what's happening here because a lot of people, when they talk about this book, they're like, I have no idea what's going on. Should I feel as smart as I feel right now? Let me see what the back says so that I can make sure I'm not giving anything away. Okay, no. So Samantha is invited to another writing salon with her newfound friends, the bunnies. I kind of think of them as like academic Heathers or academic mean girls. And so they have invited Samantha in. They have even started to call her Bunny. And at the last salon, they got Samantha to admit something about her past. And at the new salon, they actually bring this thing from Samantha's past into their little creativity exercises. So Samantha is like, oh my gosh, I never thought I would see this thing again. And then the thing explodes. And I'm afraid to say anything else or like even give more details as the book goes on because you have to just experience this. But like, y'all, it's funny to me. It made me laugh. I think it's supposed to, and if it's not supposed to, then I'm sorry, but I'm really enjoying this. And the more we get in, the less pretentious the writing is feeling, and just, it's feeling weird now, which I think it's supposed to. Either I feel smart, or the weird stuff hasn't really started yet, and I shouldn't feel smart yet, but I feel smart. Hi, welcome to my car. Y'all are stuck to my window. It is Saturday morning and I am almost done with Bunny. I have like an hour of the audiobook left and I still haven't had that moment of being like totally confused. I would say I'm comprehending like between 80 and 85% of what's happening. There's still a 15% I need to go look stuff up after I read the book. But overall, I get it and it's fun and I'm having a great time. It's a lot funnier than I expected it to be. I think I said this in the last clip and I don't know if it's supposed to be funny. And things keep happening at their little workshops that Samantha's unsure about. And she's like, is this just a writing clique? Is this a writing cult? What's happening? She's got some friends on the outside that are kind of trying to help her find her place in the world again. And it's just a lot. I can't say anything more than that, but it's an experience. And if you haven't read it yet, the experience is worth it. But I had to step out for a second to buy cat food. And I'm getting some breakfast at Sonic, and then we're gonna go home and finish this book so I can finish this vlog. So overall, I'm trying really hard to be a healthier girly. Like over this fall break, I have been eating salmon, rice, and veggies for like every meal, and I'm not hating it. However, the chokehold that this drink has on me, it is a Sonic Ocean Water, which I just discovered like in my 30s. But add sweet cream to it. Add sweet cream to it. It is heavenly. And I know like it doesn't really make sense with this time of year with everyone like going out and getting their pumpkin spice lattes, but you gotta understand the high is still 81 degrees in Jackson, Mississippi. And so ocean water with sweet cream it is. It is so good. Back to reading. It is time to officially finish Bunny. And let me show you what I like to do when I'm listening to an audiobook. Get on my iPad, go to Happy Color. This is the one I did last night. And so I pick the mystery options and you just kind of color by number by like tapping your pencil. But it's a mystery. You don't know what it's gonna be. And so last night it was this little spooky library with a kitty cat. And so who knows what it'll be today, but I'm gonna listen while I work. Like I'm colored by numbering, but you know what I mean. Hello, guys. I'm here to tell you that I have finished both of these books now. Pink horror books with animals on the cover. But first, let's talk about this book, Oh Bunny. Last time I checked in with you, I told you I felt like I understood about 80 to 85% of what was going on. By the end, I think that number did lower a little bit. It is a confusing book. I feel like it's more around the 70% of comprehension mark, if I'm being honest. That being said, even with the what the heck moments that I had, I still really enjoyed this book. Concept is still pretty much what I told you at the beginning. This girl feels like an outsider in her writing program. She's getting her master's in writing. She is in an all-female cohort, and her 4 other writing cohort members are all like best friends and obsessed with each other, and they call themselves the Bunnies. And Samantha just does not feel very included in this group. Lo and behold, their year that they have this workshop together, the Bunnies actually invite Samantha to come be a part of their little at-home writing workshops and creative exercises. And it is not what you would expect to be happening at these exercises. And the more we go to the Bunnies' homes, the more crazy things get. Writing projects might explode. Creative limits may be reached, or are they reached? Are they ever reached? And it is so hard to talk about anything that happens in this book because you want to go in for the mind, I'm not going to say that word, but you want to go in for the what the heck moments. You want to go in expecting to be confused, and let me tell you, it is, but I'm not going to tell you anything else because if you haven't read this yet and you want to, you need to experience that for yourself. Am I going to do a little bit more research before my in-person book club meets so that I can sound like I am smart? Probably so. I am smart. I am a smart person. I take pride in my intellect, but it fell a little bit short for some of this book. That said, I gave it a 4 stars. 4 stars. So, I have spent 2 weeks almost reading weird stuff, weird crap about animals, about outsiders, about being accepted into a group that you don't agree with. Both of these books shared those themes. This one was weird religious horror. This one was WTF horror. But both were a really fun time and really great to read at spooky season. Again, if you missed my ratings, 3.75, 4 stars. Onward and upward to maybe some more positive and uplifting reads as the rest of October goes on. But what a fun experiment. Pink books, animals on the cover. We did that. If you watched all the way to the end of this video, will you please leave me either a sheep emoji or a bunny emoji? How fitting. Yeah, if you have not subscribed, please make sure you do so you don't miss any bookish content from me. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below telling me what the weirdest book, horror or not, that you have ever read was. I so enjoy talking to you guys in the comments, and I will see you in another one soon. Bye.